Summer is finally coming to an end. Thank Hestia. I didn't think I was gonna survive another day, but it's still too hot in Japan, so I'm not going outside. Which means time to dust off the Blu-ray shelf and let's talk about some movies. Because a lot of people talk about the seasonal watch list and all these other animes and stuff currently airing or some of the most popular anime out there, which I have also done. I'm not innocent in this. Not many people talk about movies outside of two versions? You have Your Name and whatever the hell Ghibli is copywriting these days. I have no idea. So today, class, let's take a seat in the lab as we continue to not die from the summer heat, and let's crack open the vault of some old movies that not many people on YouTube talk about, and a lot of people even on Reddit have seemed to have forgotten about. Grab your popcorn and whatever the hell you degenerates like sneaking into the movie theaters nowadays. Class is now in session. Let's talk about 5 anime movies you forgot.
Hey, come here and settle something. When you look at fireworks from the side, are they still round or are they flat?
Okay, first up on our list today is going to be Fireworks. Fireworks is a movie I only watched because of an AMV, and now that I've watched it, I'm just very disappointed, and I can understand why nobody talks about it. It's a very beautiful movie. It's made by one of my favorite studios known as Shaft, their most popular works being the Monogatari series and Nisekoi. Look, I am usually always a Shaft apologist, but this anime just doesn't work. It's like they gave the intern a camera and a glitter budget and said, good luck. Which, okay, fine. If this was like on YouTube, great, but no. People paid full price to see this in theaters, so I have to grade it like it is from a theater. And because of that, it's just terrible. Like, what even is the story? There's romance? Okay, sure. Time travel? Kind of. Parallel universes? Okay, yeah, that one I do know. I could figure that one out. I'm not that dumb. But like, I don't know what's happening. All I know is there's a girl running away from home and a magic marble that lets you reboot the plot when you throw it. And I'm just so confused. Now, I wanted to like this movie. I really did. But all I got was a whole lot of nothing. A lot of pretty colors and vibes. Pretty vibes. Expensive vibes. But vibes nonetheless. This is one of those movies that if I was drunk watching it, I'd probably enjoy it way more. But because I'm making this in a video, I'm watching this sober, and I just don't like it. Like, I wanted to because I love Shaft, but this was just their disappointing. It was just disappointing. Like, I don't even know who the movie is for. As a kid's movie, kids can't follow this. They might look at the pretty colors, but they're gonna get bored. Teens won't care enough and go back to doom scrolling social media, while you have the few adults like me trying to pinpoint the little plot points it gives us together like a jigsaw puzzle, and I just don't know what happened. And it's like the writers, they had a dartboard in their writing room labeled theme and wanted to hit all of them. Love, regret, quantum mechanics, sure, but the results here looks like it means a lot, but it just doesn't. Was this a terrible movie? Kinda. But it was too pretty for me to hate. The animation and music and these shots look phenomenal. That final shot at the very end was amazingly choreographed. It looked and felt great. But this is the cinematic equivalent of turning in a group project that looks amazing on paper, but has absolutely no citations and doesn't answer the assignment question. Why should I watch this movie? And because of that, I have to put it in D. It is not a terrible movie. I'm not mad. I'm just very, very disappointed. I will keep the AMV and I will link it in the description below. Please go check it out. It's beautiful. The song is amazing. And if you have an answer to the question about the firework thing for the clip I played at the beginning, please let me know in the hate lab below. I would love to figure out that answer. Otherwise, let's move on to the next one, shall we?
The thing is, I want to go see new worlds and explore them so I can understand them better.
Okay, class, I have a confession. I have no idea what the f I just watched because I am not that smart when it comes to this movie. Confused every single fiber in my being, and I loved every second of it. This film is what we get when we're mixing gravity science, which I slept in during class, beautiful animation, and philosophical metaphors. And we crank the dial in this blender to a maximum swirl. The story of this anime makes no sense. I have no idea what it is. Something, gravity war, people upside down, dystopian society, boy meets girl who falls upward, and now I'm questioning Newtonian physics and my own spatial orientation. Honestly, this movie made me feel like I was on drugs, and, you know, that's saying something. Usually only the Tetris effect can do that to me. Now, unlike Fireworks, which made no sense and I absolutely hated, this is a movie that makes no sense, but I think it's just because I'm too stupid. Like, let me be clear. I may be a professor in anime and trying to make girls a reality, but I have no fucking clue how gravity or real science works, outside of mixing chemicals and going boom. With that in mind, I have to just appreciate this movie for what it is. I may not get it, but for people who understand this topic, I know that they can respect it and enjoy it. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes being confused is part of the joy. I'm still very confused on what the hell's happening in the Monogatari series and the Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai. That's fine. I'm not docking points for that because I can still walk away with enjoyment. So, while I can't give you a concise explanation of the plot without sounding like one of those conspiracy theorists at a sci-fi book club, I can tell you this. It's beautiful, weird, and unlike anything else on this list, as well as just being criminally underrated. It's a film that made me feel like a kid again, staring up at the stars and wondering what would happen if the world flipped upside down and love defied the laws of gravity. And you know what? That's okay with me, even if my brain is still trying to right itself because I tried watching this movie upside down, and hanging upside down for 2 hours is not a good idea, according to my doctor, who had to knock some sense back into me. So yeah, if you're into wild visuals, brave storytelling, with a kind of confusion that'll leave you mystified yet satisfied, I would give this movie a shot. I'm not gonna give you a roadmap. I have no idea how to explain it. All I can say is brain snacks, suspend your disbelief, and you know what? Copy me. Watch the movie laying upside down for 2 hours. Then you get the full experience. Let me know down in the hate lab if you've figured out this story, because hell, I'm convinced this is a brilliant metaphor that I am just too stupid to understand. Now then, onward class. Let's see what emotional damage I get from the next film.
Tigers. There are tigers everywhere.
Tigers?
Yes! Finally! A movie that understands the assignments! Ladies and gentlemen, as well as my other academic abnormalities that somehow wandered here by mistake, Josee, the Tiger and the Fish is the kind of anime film that makes me stand up from my lab desk, dramatically adjust my goggles, and say, now that is how you execute a heartfelt story. Alright, let me tone that in. This movie is adorable in the best, most soul-healing way possible. It's got romance, emotional growth, a splash of a metaphor, a tiger, and most shockingly of all, actual adult characters. That's right! Not a single uniformed high schooler with planet-size emotional baggage inside! These are grown people with jobs, trauma, and dreams! Just like us! Isn't that wild? I didn't think anime could do it! Now, this film does something truly delightful, as it explores disability and personal freedom without turning Josee into a walking inspirational poster or drama machine. Her disability is part of her story, but not the whole story. And that, dear students, is what we call nuance. Sprinkle it into your scripts more often, anime industry. I beg you. Now, let's talk about the metaphor for a sec, because this is where my brain went full film theory magic spark mode. The tiger is fear. It's the unknown. It's the thing keeping you from chasing your dream. And the way they visualize this in the storybook scene near the end of the movie, mwah, chef kiss. I almost spilled my coffee in awe. Also, I need to shout out the sakuga. Every frame is so delicious. This is the kind of anime you pause just to admire. It's just like a digital museum for your eyeballs. This movie looks and feels like the Team Air, which I know should be standard, but sadly isn't. The only gripe I really have in this anime was the female coworker subplot. It feels like somebody accidentally just dropped some shoujo drama within my blender, and it caused this unnecessary love triangle that did not really do anything to the plot, so it's a scratch on an otherwise beautiful slab of this narrative marble. It's heartwarming, it's hopeful, and it made me want to kick open a door and yell, "Follow your dreams, you magnificent disaster!" And not a lot of media gets me to point to that point without at least one existential crisis along the way. This anime is a solid A-, maybe A+ if you catch me in a sentimental mood. The movie deserves way more love than it gets, and I am officially making it mandatory viewing for anyone who thinks anime can't tell grounded, emotional stories with adults and meaningful metaphors. So tell me, class, what's your type? What's the thing you're afraid of that's holding you back? Drop it down in the hate lab below. No wrong answers unless I swear if you say it's fireworks, in which case you already know my opinion. Anyway, let's move on while I still have dopamine left in my system.
Satomi, tell me, are you happy now? Huh?
So, something I don't usually do is get happy over animating. I've been an anime fan so long that I've kind of seen everything at this point that it's rare to make me smile anymore. So, I don't usually feel that anything nowadays unless there's some crazy emotional devastation or psychological trauma. But against all odds, this movie got to me. And look, let me reset the clock. I never really clicked with idol anime. I found them too flashy, too synthetic, and too much friendship nonsense screaming at 130 beats per minute. Now, musical anime, that hits differently. Back in high school and university, I was the drama club kid. I wore the dresses, I wore the tights, I belted out numbers I had no business singing. I fake cried under my hot stage lights in front of 12 people and a janitor. I earned this nostalgia. So let me paint the scene. One night, I'm at work, very late, finishing up some paperwork as I doom scroll YouTube in the background, when I stumble upon the trailer for the upcoming dub of Sing a Bit of Harmony. AI girls, musical number, a dash of sci-fi, voice acting that actually sounded nice to me at the time. Still does. I had instant curiosity. And then, like I do with most things after working 16 hours straight and falling asleep, I forgot about it. Classic. So let's fast forward a couple years. I'm hanging out with friends and someone suggests, hey, let's watch this musical anime that came out years ago. I shrugged, fine. Let's see what a robot musical is all about. Oh boy, I was not ready.
Will you be happy now if I can show you how? I've got a method you can use.
This movie didn't just charm me, it absolutely steamrolled me with joy as I cried a little and I smiled way more than I thought was possible, that my face was hurting afterward. At one point, I caught myself laughing and thinking, oh no, am I enjoying anime again? What? This is the kind of film that grabbed my jaded heart and my overstimulated brain and said, ew. What if we just felt good for a while, okay? Is that okay? Too bad, it's happening anyway. And I bought it completely. Shion is our hyper-energetic AI heroine and is like if Hatsune Miku developed a soul and decided her life mission was to fix everyone's trauma with impromptu shoto. And somehow, it works. The animation is lovely. The vocal direction is incredible. And JC staff once again proves they know how to deliver charm when they're not animating 15 seasonal rom-coms and isekais all at once. Every musical number is vibrant and surprisingly emotional. They sound great both in Japanese and English, which is already rare because not many anime get the English dubbed songs anymore. So I love that we got it here. The only real complaint I have is I can't listen to the English songs anywhere outside of the movie, which I think is freaking criminal. I'm not joking. Where is my Shion YouTube music playlist? And yeah, I know we all like are dark, brooding anime. Hell, I've covered a few of them. I'm tired. Sometimes we just want something fun. And Sing a Bit of Harmony reminded me that a feel-good story about an AI girl trying her best is exactly what I needed. It was cozy, it was sincere, and just a warm blanket of dopamine wrapped up in digital optimism. Final grade, solid S tier. Not quite as a masterful piece as our final film today, but damn, if it didn't reboot part of me I thought had flatlined after the 14th generic school club romance I watched this year. If you've been feeling a bit cynical about anime lately like me, or miss old school retro Disney from like the 90s, let this movie remind you why you started watching in the first place. It's just great. Now, let's move on to our final film of today.
なんだって私なんかに構うんだ。
お姉さん、その男を助けようって気持ちと。
行きます。必ず会いに行きます。
Okay, look, I joke a lot, I scream about anime tropes, I rant about annoying-ass isekais all the time, and occasionally I will also want to set fire to a DVD shelf out of sheer disappointment because A, I'm in Japan, anime is fucking expensive here, but B, I just like collecting stuff. And sometimes I can never find a masterpiece. Looking for a masterpiece in anime films are very difficult, but sometimes some stuff has came along and just whispered, shush, feel this. And that, students, is Millennium Actress. A film that doesn't just blend fiction and reality, it melts them down, fuses them into a single dreamlike stand, and then politely sets your heart on fire. This movie was my favorite director's, Satoshi Kon's, love letter to storytelling. And by the end of it, I felt like I just lived like 5 different lives and cried in 4 different eras. And maybe, just maybe caught feelings for a woman who may or may not exist. But let's start with the basics, as it shouldn't really work. A retired actress is being interviewed by a documentary team. Sure, that's very safe. We've seen it before. But Kon-sensei then says, wait, let me cook. What if the interviewers literally follow her into the past through her roles, her regrets, and then says, also, the transitions are as smooth, or so smooth, they will erase your sense of linear time. And the documentary team's just like, oh, it's a samurai movie now. Okay, cool. Grab a sword. It's just great. It's like somebody combined Forrest Gump, Your Name, Had a Fever Dream about the golden age of cinema, and somehow just made it coherent and beautiful. It's just amazing. Like, it's a profound movie that nobody really talks about. I think I found maybe a few YouTubers talking about it after I've made this video, but before then, I've never seen it on YouTube at all. And watching this movie, like especially that ending scene about our aging actress just smiling as she ascends into space in her imagination, chasing the dream she never quite reached, was just beautiful. I sat there like an idiot with my mouth agape, staring at the screen, genuinely moved. I mean, I watch anime where vending machines become sentient and punch monsters, but this movie made me complicate my mortality. And I have to just end it with saying, Kon, you were a wizard, and I really miss you, man. Rest in peace. I really miss your work. Let me be clear. This movie is not something I think is just a niche oddity. I believe it should be considered essential cinema. And yes, because I think that, when I found out that America was getting a limited edition Steelbook Blu-ray, I bought a plane ticket to the US from Japan just to get one. My priorities with money? Questionable at best. My taste in film? Flawless. This movie gets a solid S- tier from me, only because Perfect Blue still owns a part of my psyche that I can never get back. So if you've never seen Millennium Actress, I beg you, fix that. Pour a drink, turn off the lights, watch it alone or with someone you love, and in the end, just sit with it. Let it break you a little, as that's the point. Until then, this movie for me will always stay in the sacred vault on the top of my Blu-ray shelf. With that, my dear students, we wrap up our lesson for today, and I believe we covered a lot of good hidden gems on the movie spectrum that not many people have been talking about, or really ever talk about outside of these occasional malforms, which kind of depresses me. So yeah, I think it's kind of fun to also have more fun videos like this. For crying out loud, I'm so tired of depression videos all the time, like Serial Experiments Lane and Anohana. So it's nice to have something a bit more fun. So I don't know what anime I'll be covering next, because at this point in time, all of my current scripts are now caught up and whatnot. So I think I'm going to go back to looking for fan recommendations of what I should cover. So if you have an anime that you want to see me cover in the next year, let me know down in the hate lab below, and I am more than happy to give it a shot and see what I can come up with. Until then, I think I'm going to go relax and play some video games. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I don't know what to do with free time exactly. As always, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm Professor Plague. Class dismissed.